Streams fired up and such. It's going to be a shorter show today because obviously I don't have any game to play for you. This is a downtime episode. But I figured I can do some news and talk a little bit about, how things are going and maybe do a little Q&A, stuff like that. So we'll go for just a little bit. There we go. Good. Start watch party comment just now. Okay. Hopefully there won't be a double audio. There we go. I'm trying to do what Facebook wants me to do regarding the live stream. So I could see all the chat, but it's there we go. All right. I think we're live. Hey, kind of creative little backdrop though, huh? Huh? I'm the smartest person ever. This is what you do when there's downtime and your favorite game isn't around anymore. Hello, it's time for me to defeat you. You will not defeat me. Oh no, I'm gonna roll dice. Roll 16. It's just not the same, man. It's not the same as playing DDO, is it? Yeah. Hey, Armatone. Atcom, Bruce Shepard, Green Smash, Javor, MTG, Druid's Fire, Muskeelan, Wood, Gumps, Zermi. All sorts of great folks here in chat today. All right. Hello, and welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/DungeonsandDragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I am DDO's Community Manager Cordovan, and I'm here for probably a shorter show today. Just do a little Q&A, make sure everyone's up on the latest news, and just kind of hang out during this extended downtime. For those who don't know, we are in the middle of a bunch of data center work. So both of our games, Dungeons & Dragons Online and Lord of the Rings Online, are currently unavailable. Even to us, because the hardware itself has been unplugged and is in the process of being moved and set up in a different part of the data center. So that's why we're doing a big downtime today. We have given ourselves an estimated uptime of through, around midnight is what we've marked the official downtime. If we can get up a few hours earlier or something like that, clearly we want to do so. So stay tuned. It all depends on how things go this afternoon. I'm sure anyone who's worked in IT would say that halfway through a big effort like this is probably not the time to make predictions as to how things will go by the time all is said and done. So I will not do so today, other than to say that as of the latest word we got from the people at the data center is things are going basically on track. So, hey, good to know. And I think that is the latest on the data center move. I cannot say how much the Sharn expansion will cost, but that is a good moment to remind me to thank you if you took part in last Thursday's live stream for our 13th anniversary. We had a good time. Any damage I did to the servers should be resolved by the time we come up from the data center because everything will have been wiped. So whoever put that dragon in that one place, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. There's no video evidence proving otherwise. But thank you so much for being there. I think we had a really good time. The numbers were really good, frankly. We had lots of people watching, and it was fantastic. So thank you for making it possible. Now, I don't expect anyone to want to sit through 12 hours of me doing a DDO live stream, so I did highlight these specific chats with the developers at SSG. That would be Knockback, Linabil, Severlin, Steelstar. Why do I feel like there's one? Oh, and then we had... God, I feel like I'm missing one. But whatever. Anyway, I've got them all marked down on both Twitch and YouTube, so you can go check that out over there if you would like to see that. So it's true, the Sharn info page is down. DDO.com is down. Lotro.com is down. And that's just the situation today. Thankfully, we have social media, so I am keeping people updated a little bit. Like I say, at this time, it's a little... you're only halfway through a deployment. I don't think you'd want to say too much about how it's going. But so far, it's going fine, so... Tolero, yes, thank you, Titan. Thank you so much. Great, I knew there was one other person. Thanks for the pet rock, very nice. It did stay there forever until the world goes down. And, which is now, so there you go. Yeah, I did cause some pretty rough situations on a few worlds. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do about that. There was actually, at one point, an event space had been created early on for a trivia event. And as long ago as 6 to 8 months ago, Tolero and I had found the document on the admin commands of where those are and how to operate the event space. Now, what that event space allows us to do is open a portal to a special instance and then close that portal before the instance gets so full that it causes problems for the rest of the worlds. And it is in its own event space rather than a public world. Now, this was something that was used only once. For way back in, I guess it was 2007 or 8 for the Chervil event, if you remember that thing. Probably not too many do. But it was used once before, and we had unearthed the documents that allowed us to bring it, or at least check out to see how things were going. But then when it came time to plan the anniversary live stream, I couldn't find the information. And even though I could have sworn I had put it like in my own internal documentation, I couldn't find it. And neither could Tolero. So unfortunately, we weren't able to do that for the live stream this year. But I'm thinking perhaps that might be an option for next year if I can get it up and running enough. It would allow me to get a little nuts in that private instance. And because it's a non-public space per se, if I do cause any problems like accidentally spawn a mob that doesn't decay properly or something like that, it's in that instance. So that instance would close, and then it would be a much cleaner way to get this event done. It would also mean that I can better control the population in terms of all of a sudden you've got a frame rate of 1 or something like that, which people were experiencing when there was a bit of a land rush, that sort of thing. What that would mean, of course, is not everyone gets to participate. You know, you can only let in, let's say, 25 people. Maybe if I don't even know what the number is. Maybe 50? Probably more like 25. We'll see. And then I would close, literally a dimension door-like door would open in a space. And then it would close. And while it's open, if you clicked on that space, you would go into this special portal area. And then you would be able to take part in the event. So, kind of cool idea. I like it. I was, the reason I researched it not that long ago was at one point I was thinking about using it for kind of a kobold DPS event. So I know the information's out there. I just don't know where. Cannot say anything more about a Sharn pre-sale date other than we intend to take pre-orders starting in March. Marcelo over on Facebook. Hello, Dungeoneers. Greetings from Brazil. Congrats. We have no plans for Baldur's Gate in DDO at this time, and a revamp of the graphics engine, probably unlikely to be, maybe to the extent that you would call it a revamp of our full graphics engine. The PvP giveaway worked well to reduce lag through natural selection. So here, okay, I guess maybe I have chosen so far, although I'm considering doing it, highlighting that particular section. But here's the deal. So at the time that we were in the middle of the live stream experiencing these sorts of difficult in-game experiences, which were preventing me from being able to hang out with you in the worlds, and you were having a bad time trying to find me and all that sort of thing. In context, I felt that the activity to troll, I guess you could say, a little bit, and go into a PvP pit and drop the items there, because it would reduce the number of people being able to enter and thus allow people to actually take part in this and just kind of do something completely off the wall that's a little ridiculous, that's a little trolly, which we can kind of do during this particular event that we would not normally do otherwise. And I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. If you watch the clip, I'm laughing my hind end off. But I have heard from a few folks after I did that perhaps they were upset, or I upset them, or they felt it was very rude, or perhaps I was very rude. And so if anyone does feel that way, please let me know that was not my intention. It was just sort of a bit of good fun in the moment, and so hopefully that all went well. And I think it did. There are just as many people who are like, oh my god, that was so funny. And it was, but for those who maybe felt like they had a poor experience or felt slighted in some way, please accept my apology. Yeah. How many characters would the event space allow in on average? I can't remember what it is. It would be whatever the instance limit is, and it's lower than you'd think. Lisa, in terms of like guaranteed safe limits, right? So. All right, let me check out a couple of the chat rooms. Hello, YouTubians. Hopefully you can see me okay and hear me okay. I felt it was a great way to make PvP fun in this game. I thought it was really cool, too. I kind of like the idea of doing it again. Perhaps with maybe a few more ground rules or something or other. Because I thought that was actually really fun to see, like, that sort of almost, like, kind of shop till you drop or money spinning tube thing or whatever. It's just you dove into the PvP pit and tried to snatch something up before you got wiped or what have you. And I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was a lot of fun to see myself. It certainly made for entertaining viewing on that. So, yeah. Please make event items exclusive so no one can take them all. I appreciate the sentiment, but no. We want to the best of our ability, make these community giveaway items as less restrictive as possible so they can be used in the largest number of ways. And yes, that does mean, unfortunately, people of a certain mindset can try to perhaps grab more than their share. But that's just sort of part of the chaos of that kind of event. I think I'd rather have that than more restricting binding status or event exclusivity on items. Sorry, MTG can't say anything about Ravenica. Secular Scroll, I don't know what the anniversary event future plans are for itemization. That would be good stuff to get to, probably Linabelle. It was the dopeness. Can you tell us what word rhymes with the new class coming this year? Now that's funny. No, I can't. Are those figures pewter or plastic? These ones, I'm pretty sure these are pre-painted minis. Pre-painted plastic minis. We have actually an entire bookshelf just full of minis over on the DDO team side, because they get used for a lot of tabletop games and people are running campaigns in the office, and it's like, now all of a sudden a troll shows up. Oh no, I left my troll at home, you know, whatever. So we have a whole shelf full of little minis, which was kind of where I pulled from this. So I'm pretty sure these are all probably official Wizards minis from 3rd, 4th edition, something like that. Okay. All right. Now, before I actually move on to the next section, I wanted to go a little bit about bonuses. So, here's a couple of things to announce. The anniversary event does continue through Wednesday, March 13th. So that means essentially a week from today will be the final day of the event. It'll be shut off a week from tomorrow in the morning. So hopefully you've been enjoying the anniversary event. I myself, 4 minutes and 1 second. 4 minutes and 1 second was my best time on Sunday evening. Basically running the anniversary event for, I guess it only took me about 2.5, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I already had a stack of 67 party favors from the live stream predominantly. So, that you saw that Wednesday prior. So, in 2 hours and 15 minutes, I was able to get enough party favors to get the Sentient Jewel of the Kobold, which requires 250 party favors. 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I already had a head start. So let's just say to get another 67 would have taken about 45 more minutes. So let's say 3 hours, 180 minutes to do about 250 party favors. And that's the most expensive thing on the list. So if you just want to get a sense of how your pace is comparing to my pace, 4 minutes. Yes, that was the best time. The average time was about 4 minutes and 30 seconds to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So we were averaging, if you include, say, turnaround time, maybe repair time, things like that, approximately a run every 10 minutes. And we did, what, 22 runs? Something like that. But the ones that were 4 minutes and 1 second, we could often get in 2 in a 10-minute time span. So that's what I was doing. Now, what is my big secret on the anniversary event? I will disclose a few tips since we are running closer to the end of the event, and some of you may be wishing to get party favors in a relatively expedited fashion. Here's a couple of tips. Don't go alone. Tip number 1, come in with a couple of friends. That way you can split it up. One person can go to the hallway with the kobolds while the other person, peoples, whatever, do the various boss optional fights. Number 2, unfortunately, Lichabelle is bugged this year, and we did that announcement about doubling the party favor rate for the other sections to actually give a more than equal plan of our plan to boost it by 50%. So, since you don't need to do the Lichabelle fight, you don't need to do the Lichabelle fight. And you can just basically do Sev and Steelstar and Cordovan. While the one person is going through the Kobold section, and if they're super quick and they're on their ball, then they come back at around the time that you finish up the dev fights, maybe a shrine or whatever you need to do, and then you pop back in and do the final fight, and then you're done. What level was I when I did this? I was level, and am still, level 14. This is on a character with a couple of past lives. It's a Vistani knife fighter. It's the one that you saw on the stream last time. I love, yes, now if you're going for collectibles, you don't want to do that, because there's lots of great collectibles to be had in the anniversary event. But I was out for party favors. You may be out for party favors at this point in the process. And so let me give you that information. That's how I get it done. So, and yes, the bug is that the Lichabel fight star is not counting toward the award of party favors. It will next time. At least we know Jerry can't die this week. Oh, there was something on the... What was that on the... I'll have to call that up. Any refinement development of my idea for a DPS contest challenge? It's really just come down to... I've put together plans for how it could work, but none of those plans are practical in a situation where you have a lot of other job duties during the course of a week to also get done. So I need to find a way to not only be able to run the event mechanically successfully, but also run the event time management successfully. And that's the piece that I'm still kind of trying to work through some of the final pieces on there. So. I have not heard of cosmetic squirrels being here at any time in the near future. Sorry. Back to Facebook real quick. You straight up didn't get any favors when you were running it. Did like 10 runs with a couple guys at level 25 to 27. You were 20. Could be that you were being power leveled by the 27. That's got to be probably what it was. Let's talk Gen Con. Will I be there? Will DDO be there? Maybe a maybe. I do not currently, as of this moment, have tickets for Gen Con, but I would expect to probably be at Gen Con this year, assuming it'll work out with my parental custody calendar. So I'll be doing that, and will DDO be there? Maybe. I don't know. Even more important, though, is PAX East, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks here. We are set aside that Friday evening for a hangout, if you would like. I'm going to try to get some more information on that in the relatively near future. For those of you who may have been paying attention to our publisher's other games, there might be a certain producer's letter that came out for a certain game. And the solution to that equation is that they talked about a party coming up at PAX East. So anyway, I'll let you get teased by that, and hopefully we'll have some more information in the relatively near future on that. I'm not yet authorized to officially say that. Sorry. That's why I'm not going to say it out loud. Will Sharn have flying squirrels in the wilderness? I'm going to say probably not. Okay, so the other piece of information, let's see. The producer's letter is now out. Please take a look at that. You can find that when it's available on DDO.com. I'm assuming it's been published elsewhere. So I would check something like DDO Players or something like that. Speaking of DDO Players, yesterday, and I'm actually going to call this one up on the screen because this is a goodie. This came together yesterday and is now published thanks to the excellent work that Draculita does over at the Players Alliance. We have got a new interview with Sev that Draculita did yesterday. This is just on the heels of the producer's letter having been published and last week's announcements regarding, say, Sharn and Keep on the Borderlands, Isle of Dread, and a few other things that we've kind of talked about. So, a very good listen, about a 45-minute interview we got out of him as well. And it does include some general community questions towards the end, although time was somewhat limited and we want to make sure we'd answer things well. But we did get to some of that. And I think it's very factual and interesting. Listen, I was listening to it a little bit before the show, and I think it's something you'll probably want to listen to if you're interested in upcoming development of the game. Drac is a top chap. He sure is, dude. Yep. But, yes, I wanted to call that one out specifically because that's something you want to check out. And DDOplayers.com is the URL for that. Let's see, what was the other piece I was maybe going to put up? Let's see, I got the anniversary event. I got the bonuses. Yes, so before I probably get close to wrapping things up here, I did want to call out that we do have some bonuses that are going to be kicking off, I'm assuming not tomorrow morning, but, well, let me play it safe and say tomorrow morning. Might be up a little early, but we'll see. Double Daily Dice is our DDO Bonus Days bonus this weekend. Double Daily Dice XP. The way that works is the XP is just shows up on the gem as double its previous value. So if you got 100, you'll get 200. If you got 200, you get 400, etc., etc. That's how that happens, and that's going to be kicking off, like I said, I think Thursday late morning. I'm not confident that we're going to be doing it earlier. So Thursday late morning through Sunday, March 10th. The other thing we're going to do, and I'm going to be announcing this shortly on the forums as well, when I can, is that we did want to say thank you for this extended downtime. So we are going to be bringing a second bonus through the weekend. That will be plus 10% Heroic and Epic XP. Plus 10% Heroic and Epic XP along with Double Daily Dice kicking off Thursday late morning running through Sunday, March 10th. Additionally, reminder, the anniversary event itself runs through Wednesday, March 13th. I think... And then, the producer's letter is the other big piece. But you can't see that right now on our page because our website's down. Are they installing new hardware? I don't know. I assume there is some general refresh of cabling and things like that that takes place when you do this sort of work. But my understanding is it's largely moving existing hardware. But I don't know how this stuff works. All right, I think that's going to do it. Thanks very much for watching the weekly Wednesday and Lunchtime live stream. I'll be back next Wednesday with a regular show. I don't know what our schedule is going to be like on DDO stream this afternoon and evening. I don't know if Shoemaker has maybe scheduled a few other things. He may be welcome to if he wants to. Excuse me. Other people as well. We are going to be... That's actually a good point. Maybe I'll schedule some reruns if no one else is tackling that task for this afternoon. So at least you can see some DDO on DDO stream. Perhaps check out some DDO on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or what have you. All right. Thanks very much for being here. Oh, and I will have a new coupon code tomorrow as well. Very good point. For the second of the anniversary cloak selections. And that'll be tomorrow as well. All right. Have a great day, everyone. And I'll see you again soon.